Greetings, welcome to Jefficho Films. Now, Karl Urban in a 2018 crime thriller? Sign me up. It's based on a book called Deadly Codes, written by J.P. O'Donnell and produced by him too. Now that's believing in your product. Currently on Netflix. Now let's review Bent. Karl Urban plays Danny Gallagher, a detective who's watching his girlfriend perform at a club, like any good boyfriend. She's a singer, not a stripper. Jeez guys, what kind of movie do you think this is? Kate looks great with her long hair, but it's not enough to keep Gallagher there, as his detective partner shows up and says they need to go undercover tonight. They go meet some bad guys, everything goes south. I bet you Gallagher regrets bringing a six-shooter. Everyone on the boat gets shot. His partner actually shoots an undercover cop, which is the main reason why agencies should share information. His partner gets shot by Driscoll, who's played by John Finn, and he's the main crime boss. Gallagher reacts quite slowly for a cop and gets shot by him too. Driscoll then runs off on a small craft, but then some police boats show up and he turns around. Exciting pursuit, guys. Next we get Gallagher being released from jail after 3 years, and the movie finally explains that he was labeled as a bent cop in court. He goes finds his friend Jimmy, played by Andy García, and he tells him Driscoll is getting out of prison soon.
See what I'm saying? If it wasn't for your old man, God knows where I end up. Maybe dead, or maybe worse.
Maybe painted as a bent cop.
Hey, I gotta tell you, Danny, I don't think Charlie was painted bent. I think he was bent.
We learned Kate was targeted by the police because they wanted revenge on Gallagher for being dirty, so they found a way to take her club away. Now she's a waitress, fallen on such hard times. Oh wait, this is her home. My god, I think she's doing alright, even if she's renting it. The worst thing Kate's got going for her is that haircut. She looked way better with longer hair. Gallagher plans to kill Driscoll when he gets out because he knows he's not going to leave him and Kate alone. Even though Kate wants nothing to do with him, he still feels the need to protect her from him. Gallagher plays detective without actually getting a license, and he goes visits his former partner's bookie, and we find out Casey had a sister that died in a car explosion and the police never told him what happened. Gallagher gets sex eyes from Alexis, who basically popped in to show off her ass and ask her boss if she was going to get paid on time. Yes, she's a stripper. Jeez guys, do we have to judge everything? Casey's sister and her husband Bill Paris actually had a connection to Charlie, so this is where the investigation takes us.
Every cop in the city hates you.
But you are the scumbag cop killer.
Lots of following Pierce around and cops shaking him down because they don't like him, until he gets a dashboard camera and actually films it happening, and then he says back off or I'm going to release this. And there's a lot of cars following cars, and eventually he actually gets out of his car, pulls out a gun, and thinks he's being followed, but he's not. It's just some random woman driving by. She doesn't even look at him. Gallagher finds a government agent was following him, Rebecca, played by Sofía Vergara. She's also investigating Pierce and wants him to back off.
What do you know about me?
I know you work for some government agency.
You're interfering with a major investigation having to do with national security. Back off.
There's a couple attempts on Gallagher's life, and Urban's sarcasm and cynicism is really what carries this film. He hooks up with Alexis, and she tells him that she's leaving the stripper life behind to go home and live a normal life, and that he's the only person she has in her life to say goodbye to. That's sad. You know, if we're counting him though, the guy you met in your boss's office and decided to bang randomly, I'm sure there were others. Later Rebecca finds him in the shower and debriefs him. Not literally, he's already naked. And she tells him that her agency has taken her off the case and that they plan on tying up all the loose ends. Then she gets naked and joins him. Let's not judge him. I mean, yes, he still loves Kate, but prison was rough, and it's rough for cops. This movie wraps up with some twists and turns, none too surprising, but the story is decent enough. Like I said, Urban carries this film, and Garcia has some good spots too. I'd say the biggest flaw to this film is it wanted to hold back so much information for the twists and reveals that you kind of just had to accept things would eventually make sense. Like near the end you're like, hey, there's that guy. I guess he works for the bad guy and just gave up after trying to kill Gallagher that one time. The editing choices were interesting, like quick unnecessary cuts, but nothing as bad as Taken 3. So overall, I enjoyed this film. It's a solid Netflix movie, and with a little tweaking it could have been really good. Karl Urban deserves some bigger movies though. Like, let's put a sword back in his hand like in Lord of the Rings. That'd be epic. And as always, thanks for watching.